Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
How are
How
you
you
today?
doing?
I'm doing good, Juka. How are you today?
I'm really good. I'm really good. Just finished another interview to Canada.
Oh, nice, nice, wonderful.
And,
So,
and
Juka,
now with you, Keith, man. So let's hit it.
yeah. So, Juka, Origin is scheduled to be released on November 5th. Can you tell me a bit about the songwriting and the production behind this album?
Well, the pre-production stage, it began just when we got back from our latest European tour, which was in end of 2019.
Yes.
Because of the current situation, maybe going away now, but and the pre-production started right after that tour, and we just started to make some riffs and make some lyrics, and me and Marcus started demoing them and sent them back and forth with each other, and then we were supposed to go, or actually we did go to US, to a North American tour with Insomnium just right before the pandemic hit all of us, and we did the fastest North American tour ever with one gig in Philly, and then we went back home, had some wine, and then we after the shock, we just started to write more material, and we had an excess time because of we usually tour a lot, so now we did not tour, so we had more time to pre-produce the album, but we just kept the same kind of like deadlines and same kind of like a progressive way of working to not get stagnant on the writing process and not get lost to the whole idea of now we have more time than ever. So in a way it was a new experience, but the whole processing thing was it was kind of similar than before, but with these little nuances with more time.
Wonderful, wonderful, Juka. And is there a concept that was put behind this album?
You mean lyrically?
Yeah.
Well, it's a continuum of the previous albums, of course, but I would think this is more like going inside than outside. Burning Cold was more like a tribal, like a nationwide, like a psychological study of how we as people, as a whole, behave. And now Origin, like the title says, it goes way deep into the positive and negative of our like way of being, and not just our behavior, more like our way of being. So that's basically the contest. I try to not leave anything out in that sense. That's why I chose to have all the song titles to have one name, to be really specific in this sense.
Wonderful, Juka. And recently you put up the video for Fortitude, an amazing video that you guys made up. So can you tell me a bit about the making of the video?
Well, Fortitude was we made like 2 videos before with Paragon. Yes. And with Reckoning, and Fortitude was a video that we'd like to. The cabin we recorded it and shot it was actually the same place we go before we entered the studio. Like, we've been doing that since the New Old Shadows album back in it's actually 10 years anniversary this year, back in 2011, and that place has like a really good vibe. It's right near the sea, and there's a beautiful like forest, and there's like a lot of like ancient like rocks and stuff there that have been there long before us and will be there long after us. So it's a good place to rehearse new material, and the shot in general was to have that kind of vibe in that video that we are doing and recording there, which we did.
Wonderful, wonderful. And before the release of the album, do you have any plans to make any more videos from this album?
I think there's something coming before. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Wonderful. That's great news. That's great news. And starting November, you guys are going on a tour to Germany, I believe. So how's the plans coming up for that?
Well, unfortunately, that tour, because of personal reasons, was cancelled.
Wow.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's a real bummer after 1.5 years of waiting to go on tour. We are doing some Finnish dates, like, you know, we're touring Finland. We have six shows in Finland after the release of the album, but unfortunately, because of some personal reasons, that European tour cannot happen. But you know, such is life, and it is sad for us, and it's sad for all the metal-hearted people who would like to attend the shows. But you know, sometimes things just happen, and I think like rescheduling would be a possibility. I don't know yet, but I can say that for next spring we have some things planned. It's not official yet, so I cannot say anything more about it, but you know, we are hungry for touring, because this is one of the main reasons we like to do these things. It's our heart's pleasure, so we are going to tour for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what would be the plans on the date of the release of this album?
Excuse me?
What are the plans on the date of the release of this album, Origin?
Well, it's touring and celebrating the album, like in general. So that's basically it. And we are really looking forward to people's response to it, because this is, like, you know, like every album we make, for us at least, it's something special. Yeah. And we always like to try to move our music forward, and in that sense, the whole melodic death metal genre, we try to move it forward also, and give people something to think about. So I think I'm really excited and looking forward to how people will react to the whole album, and when we can go to a tour and to play these new songs alive. So I'm really looking forward to that also.
It's wonderful. And talking about the band and this album, you guys have always delivered amazing music, and you always give happiness to the fans who has followed the band. And talking about this particular album, I have the opportunity to listen to it, the complete 10 tracks. So it's totally amazing. I really enjoyed each and every song from this album.
Thank you.
Great work. And how, as a band, do you feel about the outcome of this album?
Well, I'm really satisfied in a sense, because, you know, this, like we talked before, this is a different period of time in that sense, because we tour so much, and we don't have that much time to produce the album in that sense. Now we have more time, and I think it was mainly a positive thing. But like I said before, it could have been also a negative thing, that we could have stuck in some kind of things that and not move forward. But like I said, like we maintain these schedules, we maintain these deadlines. So we had more time, which is good, but we also were totally aware of the fact that this thing that is happening in the world now is something ready for the you know, we cannot like just stay put. We have to produce this album, and we have to make these schedules to work. So it was really enjoyable in that sense, because we consider this is our heart passion, but it's also work. And I think like it doesn't matter what kind of work one does. If you take it seriously and you enjoy it, then you will get the best results that can be had at that time.
Absolutely, Juka. And almost 25 years of making music. So how has the journey been for you guys so far?
Beautiful. It's beautiful. You know, music has always been, for me, it's like, you know, I know it's a passing thing in life, but you know, for me, it's a whole life's journey in that sense. So I'm not planning to stop, like you know, and every day when I'm able to hear, like for example, good music in general, and I don't mind the genre. You know, but still, if music is good, then it's good. So for me, it's a thing that I couldn't stop. You know, like our guitarist Marcus once said, like, you know, I don't quit metal. Metal will quit me.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So that's basically the idea.
Wonderful, Juka. And Juka, would you like to share some of the great moments that you had over the years?
Well, especially when on tour, you know, we have had, like, you know, when we go to Asia, like to China or Japan or those parts of the world, it's a totally different culture, totally different vibe in that sense, and it's always good to realize that the metal family, in a sense, it's kind of similar. You know, you have your cultural, like in indigenous things that push out of people when you meet them, but still, you know, people are people everywhere you go. And if you are asking, like, you know, strange things and happenings, you know, it was really weird, like back in 2011, for example, to go to Bosnia-Herzegovina, which have had like a really serious like a past with wars and stuff going on, and then you realize that people have come together and build up their country, and to be able to have foreign artists to play in those places that were like a war zone, like maybe not so many years ago. So that's really heartwarming in a sense that, you know, it really it makes me feel like, you know, I still believe in humanity. I still believe in people in general, to be able to experience kind of that kind of like feelings. And of course, you know, there's a certain vibe when you go touring and when you go do live shows. There's a synergy between the performers and the audience, and you can never expect what really happens, but there's a lot of things happening. Like, for example, in Seattle, we played there a couple of times, and at like one time, you know, we were playing there, and after the show, you know, we were just leaving and stuff like that, and we had some excess money. So see, there was a preach, and there was like a homeless people there. There was this guy sleeping, and then we were just before we left, like, you know, we just waking up, like, you know, wake up, man. And of course he was kind of like scared, because usually when people wake up, like wake you up in that kind of situation, if you're a homeless person, there's something negative coming. Like, you know, he opened his eyes and we said, like, yeah, there's some money. And then we didn't say anything else when we just left and went to the bus and went to the next city. So those kinds of things are something that well, it's just fun.
Nice of you guys doing that.
Yeah. It's just something spontaneous and something good. So maybe something good will come out of it, you know.
Absolutely, Juka, absolutely. And Juka, finally, what would be the message that you want to give to your fans around the world?
Well, I think the main message is like, we're going to do some shows, come to the shows, we're going to hang out and enjoy some good music. We're going to perform to you guys. And after that, we're going to have a couple of beers and just enjoy ourselves. Nothing more, nothing less.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Yuka, thank you so much for giving me your time today for this interview. It's a real pleasure and honor for me to see you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, man. No worries.
And thanks again for the amazing music and for the new album Origin, which is coming out on November 5. We are looking forward towards it. And thanks again, my friend.
All right. You're welcome.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.